A former aide to a Republican speaker say to me, Democrats are going to, if they start this precedent, my side will show no mercy the next time they have power.
No, look, Kevin McCarthy stands for nothing except the perpetuation of his own position. He has no values, and in my view, cares about little except for hoping to be speaker one day, God forbid. But look,
I want you to take a listen to this entire exchange between Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd and Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff as they discuss the approach of the Republican Party in response to impeachment, in response to Marjorie Taylor Greene, in response to the general disposition towards the January 6th incident. Please take a listen to this exchange. It is critically important that we understand the games that Republicans are going to play this time around. And to be honest with you, I kind of respect the manner in which Adam Schiff is responding to this foolishness. Take a listen in.
I'd like you to respond to Kevin McCarthy on the Marjorie Taylor Greene vote. Here's what he said on the floor of the House this week. Take a listen.
If people are held to what they are said prior to even being in this House, if majority party gets to decide who sits on what other committees, I hope you keep that standard, because we have a long list you can work within your own.
You worried about the precedent that has been set here? I had a former aide to a Republican speaker say to me, Democrats are going to, if they start this precedent, my side will show no mercy the next time they have power.
No, look, Kevin McCarthy stands for nothing except the perpetuation of his own position. He has no values, and in my view, cares about little except for hoping to be speaker one day, God forbid. But look, if members of either party are threatening violence against other members of the party, of the body, and suggesting they be executed, if they are casting doubt on 9/11 or school shootings, if they're heckling victims of crime, like Marjorie Taylor Greene did with the victim of the Parkland shooting, if they're suggesting that a religious group is shooting laser beams to start forest fires, they should be expelled from their committees, whatever party they are in. They shouldn't, frankly, even be.
Oh, you know what? And I almost missed that last part. I'm going to back up and play that last part again, because that's the most important part. He said, quite frankly, they should not even be in Congress. Take a listen into that part again real quick.
Laser beams to start forest fires, they should be expelled from their committees, whatever party they are in. They shouldn't, frankly, even be in the Congress.
They shouldn't even be in the Congress. And this is the fact of the matter that I appreciate from Adam Schiff. We have to go one step further with these type of Republicans who participated in the insurrection on January 6th, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who engages in conspiracy theories every single day that are actually threats to the American people, not just her constituency, but also the entire body politic. Like, we're really dealing with a group of Republicans who have no qualm whatsoever about marching up the steps of and I draw that analog. I draw that comparison between January 6th and Marjorie Taylor Greene, because they are both cut from the same cloth, right? What happened on January 6th is a direct result of this derangement that exists in the Republican Party, and it still exists even in the post-Trump America. And so it's vitally important that we draw the line here and not just coddle these people and not be so afraid of what they're going to do. What more are they going to do? Right? I want you to think about this, right? The threat is that they're going to cause so much more damage. But I'm sorry, when they honestly are trying to destroy this country, and they marched up the steps of the Capitol in order to destroy this country, because this country said that they no longer wanted Donald Trump as president. They wanted to get rid of Donald Trump. And at that point, they were ready to destroy this government. So I'm sorry, I'm not afraid of these threats from Republicans, because we've already gone to the apex of their derangement, which is directly challenging the United States of America. So I appreciate Adam Schiff's position on this, but I want us to be mindful that this is the exact game that Republicans are going to play from now on. They're going to try to psych out. They're going to try to intimidate Democrats into playing nice with their extremism out of fear of future extremism. But we just came through 4 years of Republican extremism. Let me play it again.
A former aide to a Republican speaker say to me, Democrats are going to, if they start this precedent, my side will show no mercy the next time they have power.
No, look, Kevin McCarthy stands for nothing except the perpetuation of his own position. He has no values, and in my view, cares about little except for hoping to be speaker one day. God forbid. But look.
And that's the issue, right? We have to call their bluff. We must call Republican conservative bluffs the entire time, because they're going to continuously try to push narratives that are 100% hypocritical because, well, they are always on the wrong side of the issues. On the issue of the QAnon conspiracy theorist, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they are on the wrong side, and they are amplifying her and protecting her at the expense of this country. But they've gone one step further. I want to bring up Minnesota Senator Ron Johnson. He was on Fox News today, and he's now started a new talking point where they're trying to float let me take that back. They've been trying to do this since day one. Republicans are actually trying to blame the insurrection, the terrorist attack on January 6th, filled with people who were there to defend Donald Trump's presidency. They're trying to now blame this on Speaker Pelosi. Take a listen in.
What is this impeachment all about? We now know that 45 Republican senators believe it's unconstitutional. Is this another diversionary operation? Is this meant to deflect away from potentially what the Speaker knew and when she knew it? I don't know, but I'm suspicious.
They're really trying it, right? And I think it's important that we understand these games. And this is not something little. QAnon started as something little, right? Let's just be sure. It started as something little, and now it got so big that we actually have Marjorie Taylor Greene in the Congress. If we ignore or do not emphasize the strategy that Republicans are using right now, it will grow and it will fester. And what they're trying to do is they're now trying to not only equivocate around Marjorie Taylor Greene and kind of muddy the waters, as ridiculous as it is to you and me. They realize that if they just continuously say it on Fox News, they can muddy the water with regard to who is actually responsible for the insurrection for the attempted coup on January 6th, and that's clearly Donald Trump. But now they're also trying one more thing. These are two talking points that came from two Republican senators today, just this morning on Fox News. Take a listen to not only Ron Johnson, but here is Lindsey Graham as he attempts to go back to the old xenophobia and racism that worked for them so much more before.
History, but I do believe that in 2022, the Republican Party is going to come roaring back because our friends on the Democratic Party, on the Democratic side, are going to change immigration policy to have caravan after caravan hit our borders. They're going to raise their taxes.
This is their talking point, as evidenced by the fact that it was repeated by Ron Johnson just a few moments later on Fox News.
That's a caravan a day, and
all I know, I just know these games that Republicans play. I know that this is the strategy. So that we now see they have a three-pronged approach to how they're going to try to operate in a post-Trump America, in a post-Trump Republican Party. We're not done with Trump totally. What they're trying to do is, number one, defend their QAnon colleagues because they can't give Democrats they can't give humanity an inch. They would rather defend Marjorie Taylor Greene than anything else. Number two, they are trying to obfuscate and muddy the waters with regard to who is actually responsible for the insurrection, the attempted coup on January 6th. It is no one more than the Republican Party, the conservative movement, and Donald Trump. And last but not least, they're trying to see if they can make inroads into a future Republican Party that is bigoted, but just not bigoted in the way Donald Trump was bigoted, really bigoted in the way that Republicans are used to being bigoted, which is a bunch of dog whistles. I think it's very important that we understand what Republicans are doing, understand the game of the conservative movement, and see how dangerous it really is. Because not only do they not care about the death and the violence that has been caused by their rhetoric and their bigotry, they have no problem, no qualms whatsoever, gaslighting us, even to the extent of telling us that the people who marched up those steps on January 6th actually weren't Republicans when they were there to defend the honor of Donald Trump.